Hi, we're going to try this again. This is Scott Harney from Esoteric NYC, and I'm introducing Don Harney, the host of Magickulture, the intersection of art, music, and the occult. And his guest today will be Joe Shepard, an artist from Boston. And we've known him a number of years. So anyway, without further ado, hi, Donnie. And here's Joe. And I'm going to leave you both. Good to see you, Joe. Now, that's a good mask, I tell you, for COVID anyway. Okay, take care, guys.
All right. All right. Joe, what's happening?
How you doing? Well, those were fun. Those were fun.
We had a fun.
With all the glitches and technical stuff. It's sort of dreamy. And
I love all of that stuff.
It's frame delay. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm dreaming. Yeah.
They're all fractals.
10 seconds later.
Yeah, I know. It's like, anyways, it's great to see your voice and hear your face.
Yeah.
And there is a little delay. That's fine,
Yeah,
though.
you don't need that. It's really weird. I love it. So I don't know. You work with this delay? Sure.
Whoa. Whoa.
Over. Hello, Don Harney. Over. Edgar Gorey outside of a. They're feeding the egregore last night.
So, hello, Joseph Shepard. This is surrealistic. Scott?
What's up? You can't hear each other? What's going on?
Oh, there's a delay.
It's completely off.
It's fine. It's fine from my end.
Yeah.
Sync wise, we're not in sync.
You look fine from here. I think
We're
it should
not
be
in
okay.
sync, yeah.
Oh, really?
I can't hear anything.
Oh man, I don't know what to say.
But I can't communicate.
Seriously?
Hold on, let me shut this off.
Maybe
this will work.
Hear each other? What's going on?
Hello?
There's a delay.
It's completely off.
Yeah, turn that off, Don. Don, you need to be off crowd. You both need to be off Crowdcast.
Sync wise, we're not in sync.
I just shut off the.
I think
We're
it should
not
be
in
okay.
sync, yeah.
Oh, really?
I can't hear anything.
Oh man, I don't know what to say.
I
Yeah,
can't.
Donnie, get off Crowdcast. That's the problem. Both of you need to log off Crowdcast.
Oh, is that what it is?
Shut this off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that should be better.
Is that
There you
better?
go.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
wow. That
Okay.
was strange.
Cool.
It was, yeah, that's gonna feed into like when you're dreaming tonight, because this is just like what happens in a dream. Like you're trying to look at your phone.
Trying to do something.
Joe, this is a dream, Joe. You don't know this?
Well, yeah, don't tell
We're
everybody.
stuck in
It's a dream.
I think the thing is to understand that it's all a show, but you don't want to interrupt it while other people are enjoying it. You know, if you're in a movie theater, that's why you're not supposed to talk. You know, you don't want to disrupt the illusion. Same with day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly. It's exactly true. But anyways,
How do you know that's
now I
true?
can hear you. I can hear you. wow, we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
Joe Shepard. So, what's happening? Let's start from the beginning, like
The
back
beginning.
from when you were growing up in Beverly, and what prompted you to pursue art and the occult and all that.
Sort of like, what's your first book on magic kind of thing? Or
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Or experiences. Did you have any experiences when you were a young boy that kind of exposed you to the fact that there is an alternate reality that we can explore through magic and art?
Well, I remember when I first met you aeons ago, and I remember you were telling me you used to have dreams. You were doing this ceremonial magician stuff, like real, you know, like in a castle, and didn't know what it meant and so forth. So I think you and I started talking about magic right away.
Right.
I go back. Probably the first, what you call a spell, right? It was a self-defense. And it was, I was about 16 or 15 or 16. And this bully, he was held back like 3 grades. You know, he was much older than me, and pinned me to the ground in the park next to between the church and the drugstore, which is now a liquor store. And finally got off of me. I had such a rage and such a feeling of vengeance. I remember I know exactly west. I closed my eyes. I imagined him, and just threw all the hate into this image I had, and then just let it go. You know, after being attacked by a bully, it would stick with you for most of the day, you know, like a post-trauma thing. But on that day, I felt I had all those feelings. And that, you know, I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it except for the fact that days later, on Bridge Street, which is right next to where this occurred, he was in a car accident and spent the summer, you know, bed with broken arms and legs.
Wow.
You know, so coincidence? I mean, I was happy because he was off the street and wouldn't run into me again because he was the neighbor. But I also went right back to that moment, and you know.
So that was one of your
I remember
early...
getting curses.
What's that?
It was a curse, right? I remember the first book I ever got on magic was called Real Magic by Bonewitz.
Isaac Bonewitz, yeah. It's a great book.
Yeah.
Love that book.
And then when I was 18, I went to Canada with some friends because you could drink. And I found an occult book and got Aleister Crowley's diaries in the Stephen Roberts biography, The Golden Dawn. And then the hardcover, I still have it. I bought it for $8. Has the Book of the Law in them, which I struggled to understand. And that's what kept me interested and sort of pushed me forward in regards to, you know, the academic pursuit of magic. But I was always drawn, you know, as a kid. So
yeah,
always making art and playing in the, I mean, when we were kids, we played in the woods.
Yeah. So close to nature, and
I was lucky. I had a big woods in the backyard.
Yeah.
I think the more you have in common with being in the woods and in nature, I think the more inclined you're going to be to pursue things as old as magic, especially if you go there at night, where they don't exist. you
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
in less and less woods. And I mean, do you remember what it was like when we were kids? You were sent outside
Right. Yeah.
for the whole day. Like
Outside.
you know, you come back
Right. Yeah.
when it gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
So as far
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, your voice is breaking up a little bit, but I think there's a little delay. But I think it's cool. But anyways, so you went to
Sure.
Mass Art, studied
yeah,
film and painting, and how do you connect the two disciplines with magic?
art in general, or painting or film, or
Yeah,
what?
art in general. Art in general. Yeah, we'll start there.
I don't know. Good question. Maybe it's the process.
The process. You feel
The process by which I make paintings aren't like I don't have an idea. It's out to manifest anything in particular.
mm-hmm.
I just play with it, and I just sort of let the trance take over and just paint until it's at some point it's done, and then comes I think after a lot of looking at it. But like the painting that you guys have that you put on that's rare very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Usually
Yeah.
a painting for me, a couple of years, you know, I work on a few at a time. But
Mhm.
that one takes much quicker. But I didn't
Right.
have
Right.
anything in mind to begin
Mm-hmm.
the painting. It just happened to be, you know, oh wow, it's done. I don't even know how
Right.
it got to your house.
Right.
Or, did you see it over? I don't remember. Were you in my studio? You liked it?
I don't recall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
piece.
the picture. Yeah.
And right away, I decided it was called The Summoning.
Yeah.
Is that
So
the
what do you
photo?
think
Is that
about
the picture? Is that the
That's the
painting right
painting,
there?
yeah.
Excellent, great.
That's
Yeah.
the one that you got for Shannon's birthday.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful painting. And
Yeah, I like that.
how do you
piece.
feel about? Yeah. You know, wow, it's just beautiful. It's incredible. But anyway, so do you feel that the end product, did that come from your subconscious mind, or where did that come from? Where do you think it came from?
The end product came from paint.
Paint, I know, but
So are you asking where do ideas come from?
well, I don't know about. I guess ideas. I guess you could call them ideas, or your fulfilling your will to make this work somehow. It's got to be coming from somewhere, right? I mean, it's not
Oh, yeah,
preconceived, but
why paint?
it comes to existence. Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, because it's in that. Well, okay. when I was growing up in high school, I didn't place other kids. I had an art teacher that opened up a closet behind the art class and it let me skip classes and paint. And I liked time would go by differently. It changed the quality of time. And then, you know, that makes me think about, you know, what is time? Maybe time is God, maybe. And life is trying to find God. So I guess I figured if I kept painting, I would find God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird
Yeah,
delay
I think.
Then my mouth stops.
Yeah, it is. It's a strange.
It's still trippy. It's still very trippy.
That's time. Time is broken up
Yeah,
into fractals.
we're talking about time, and like this thing is.
Yeah, I know. Interesting. Where was I? You're influenced by Crowley's work, obviously.
His artwork?
No, his magic work.
Oh, I'm a card carrying Thelma.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of making, in terms of making art and a reflection of Crowley's paintings in poems, no. Mm-hmm. I think right. I read, magic and theory and practice when I was like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
It just been so much. But I don't explicitly painting or make art that promulgates the Lima or anything, since I have no intention before I paint.
So there's no intention.
No known intention to myself.
No known intention.
Not real. Yeah. I mean, if I don't know what I'm doing. I just do it. Maybe to escape duality in the same reasons why we meditate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. I mean, meditation, you're going into that state of nothing. And there's no preconceptions. So basically that's how you approach a painting. It's like a moving meditation.
Oh yeah.
With paint and canvas. So,
yeah, it's the process.
Do you consider
the process?
Do you consider
it's interesting?
Mm-hmm. Do you consider it a magical act, painting, or is it just something completely separate?
Well, it depends on how you want to define magic, right? Some definition, people say it's not magic unless you're conjuring, demons from a book. I don't as anything. I don't. It's different than doing like a ritual in my temple, because that I do banishing. I cleanse the space. There's an intention. So the act of painting, I don't go into a room of incense. But there are other things that I might do, like put on a Black Sabbath cassette. Usually I'll put on music when I'm painting. But not always. But I don't really see it in the theater magical summonings. Over. Roger.
What's Roger?
Because there's a delay. It's like a walkie-talkie,
I know, it's really weird. Like looking at your face, it's it's really throwing me off.
Good thing you're not tripping on mustard.
I know. I'm glad I'm not. Just drinking kombucha tonight.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
there's no delay in yours, but there's a delay on mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. Where are we? So how about your filmmaking? When you were at Mass Art, you were oh wow. Let me see that.
Films, yeah.
Films,
all
yeah.
The films, boy, they're all just, prints of the films. There's no videos of them. I don't have the equipment anymore. I got a old refrigerator filled with all the films, but I think I made about 30 films.
Mm-hmm.
according to a list that I have.
Who are your main influences in film when you were working in film?
Mm-hmm.
Who are your
Influences?
main influences, like Stan Brakhage?
Well, we studied Brakhage. I remember seeing a Kenneth Anger film for the first time, and I thought that was right up my alley. But what I would like to do with films. I started to really, practice magic and calling it magic, and doing things to open up myself to the world more. And I did like, painting on films, like Brakhage's paintings, Len Lai and Maya Deren and so forth. They were all Jack Smith. A film could be anything. But I think Saul Levine opened me up to light and rhythm, and that as a poetic language of light.
Mm-hmm.
A film is poetry with light. It's a photography, right? When you're taking your photographs, you're photographing light.
Mm-hmm.
The metaphor is there in terms of the aspirant. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Painting with light, yeah. And it's photography is a lot different. You're just taking one moment, and just having that tell the story instead of the fluidity of film and use of time.
Yeah.
But back to time again. And how about now your practice of magic? Do you bring your background in art into that? I mean, do you bring a sense of, there's obviously a sense of theatrics in ritual. Wondering how much of your art background is connected to that.
Well, I did take performance art, which freed me to the idea of moving sculptures around in space. I became involved with Bread and Puppets performance art, and that's moving sculptures around in space. And so let's try to think. The last public performance I did was the one called Nowhere, and that's where this sculpture came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really didn't know what it meant until after I did. So that performance piece, I planned it out to a certain extent, and I planned it out, and then I performed it as if it was a ritual, because it was, but it was also considered a live.
Right.
And only later did I truly understand, even years later, looking at it, what it really meant.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's become more and more crystal clear. I think you just act. I just sort of been called a gonzo magician because they just go forth and do it without thinking. And now it's crystal clear, At the time, it was subconscious mind, and at the time, when people asked me what it meant, I'd say, "Well, I can't tell you. I don't know." Now, which is interesting. I've learned a lot more about myself by doing that.
Mm-hmm. Now,
hey, Donnie, we have a question here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
So the question is from Jeff Burnstone. He said he would come on, but he said he no longer has a face. Anyway, well, I said he can wear a paper mache mask like Joe, but anyway, it's okay. So he has a two-part question for Joe. First, do you think there's a parallel between the commodification of visual arts as a non-organic industry and the use of pop occult symbolism as a marketing strategy? And the second question, and more importantly, why do, and do is both capitalized, the Salem police non-affectionately refer to you as Joseph of the Midnight Yelps? Anyway, so, okay.
Yeah. So those questions have the answers in the questions, and that's from a brilliant friend of mine who is a real huckster. And yes. So that's the answer.
Yes. Thank you. All right, where are we? Are you influenced at all by chaos magic?
Yeah, you remember? I remember when you're actually the one who said, "Hey, you should figure out Austin Spare." Remember, you were at it, and you had mentioned sigils. Yeah, I read that in the Colin Wilson book, The Occult. That's actually where about Austin Spare, but I forgot about it, and then you mentioned it. And I said, "Oh, so you know about that?" And you said, "Oh, yeah. Here's how you do a sigil." When you did the sentence, and yeah, I think all of us were in the chaos magic.
Right. Yeah. At one point, we're definitely
sigils every day. Right. Yeah, chaos magic is much older than that, but I mean, this is what was it, the 80s or
the 80s? Yeah, I remember. I think I got into it through Psychic TV, the Temple of Psychic Youth.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Then you got all the books. So
what's that?
You were getting all the books.
Yeah.
You know, you were getting the books before anybody. We go up to Northampton.
Yeah, the Abyss. Yeah. The Abyss. I wish that place was still open.
Right.
It's a great place.
Well, we still have 7 stars, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In Weiser's up in Maine.
But that's way up there, and it's like a bookstore. It's someone's house.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Did you? Was there a point? Did you meet Kenneth Anger at one point? Didn't you have dinner with him or something?
Yeah, I got to have lunch with him. And Amanda and Saul, I don't remember else who was there at the Hasty Pudding. Yeah.
Wow. And, how was that?
Good. We talked about Mickey Mouse. He was in the process or about to make or was making what's it called? Mouse Heaven?
What was it called?
I think it was called Mouse Heaven.
Mouse Heaven. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you haven't seen that? Oh. It's old.
No, I haven't seen it.
Mickey Mouse toys.
Wow.
And I think California had this like amazing collection, and Anger went in and just filmed these, made them film about Mickey Mouse before he became when he had tattoos and
Wow. So you're on a very regimented meditation schedule now, aren't you? How often do you meditate?
So wonderful thing in August. I think I did it right after Luther died, and I think that was June. And I was more spending my afternoons drinking alcohol more often, and so I've always been interested since I was younger because I actually did it from a book, is transcendental meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then decided I would spend the money on TM instead of, cigarettes and alcohol. And I've been meditating since August. And it's really great. And the longer you do it, and at this point, I'm at a point where I'm not inhaling or exhaling. It's
That's
weird.
Interesting.
It's a whole different system of existing. I guess they call it God consciousness.
Wow.
Or cosmic consciousness. But it's fantastic.
So
I recommend it.
How often do you meditate?
I do it twice a day, 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And all my other stuff. I'm practicing my AA work and trying to memorize a whole bunch of stuff. And but yeah, good. Highly recommended. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
But
you think right. You definitely need a teacher to pursue TM.
Well, I mean, you could do your own mantra and just do it.
Right.
When I was younger, out of the book, but I didn't stick with it. But I think if you spend the money, you get the mantra that's just for you. Like my teacher started, it was like the year I was born. So they do a little rituals, and you get your own mantra, and you don't tell anybody else the mantra. So there's that secrecy part of it. It's effortless. It's a way of being alert. I mean, I could sit here and talk about, the 7 states of consciousness and all that stuff. But you can read that in the book. But you're not asleep, you're not awake, you're in between, and the side of this, bliss, happiness, bliss. Your frontal cortex, use more of your. There's less fear, and your bad habits just seem to drop off. Things become very.
Yeah.
It's
That's great.
Tell
at least we don't know.
$1,000.
Oh yeah, should love that.
Well, if you get desperate, do TM. It's guaranteed.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
I would say it's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed gateway to bliss. The thing I can for me, because I've been wanting to hear more messages, messages that get that you get. Let's say you're aiming to have communication with your holy guardian angel or whatever you want to call it. It's a little bit a delay like this, but the messages are clearer. And so I suspect this is a very good foundation for jumping off of other practices too. Like I've found scrying easier and stuff, and astral travel as well. And lucid dream, been getting those sort of like gifts. And I'm able to ask questions of entities and people in the dreams, and I got an answer recently saying that I need to do more planetary invocations. But like, why? And don't ask why, just do it. So that's what I've been thinking about. It's like,
wow.
But
do you think you're able to what?
You're able to hear things better, people better as well.
Oh, I heard that. Now, speaking of the Holy Guardian Angel, have you ever tried the Abramelin ritual?
God, no. That takes like 18. Who the fuck has 18 months to do that?
I know. Not me.
I would like to. That would be a
yeah.
luxury.
But do you think
there are
TM has a... What's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you think your practice of TM it has a similar sort of result? I mean, as to contacting your holy guardian angel and finding your true will, etc. Do you think
they wouldn't? Yeah, the TM Foundation wouldn't put it that way.
Right.
It's not lusting for results. The practice is approached in an innocent way.
Right.
Innocence is a word. The word bound and boundless, those are words I find in the holy books of Thelma. So I see a lot of similarity in terms of the goal. I mean, what is the goal? You know, what's our goal as magicians? Is it common? Does everybody just want to achieve God consciousness? Is it to, to get demons to do the heavy duty lifting for you so you can get money real quick when you want it? Or
that's where it comes in, finding the true will. You know, I mean, you have that concept of will versus desire. You know, I think they're two different things. How do we find our true will? That's the question.
Does it exist?
Does it exist? Does it exist?
Is everything pre-programmed? Are we just part of puppets in a big puppet show? I mean, these are questions, right? What's the point of everything if we just cease to exist? It has to be some way to. I mean, I think magicians are just people who are interested in uncovering secrets of. I mean, if you think about it too much, I mean, I used to lay in bed at night when I was started and just think the question, what is everything? And if everything wasn't there, what would everything be? And it's just maddening.
Yeah, it would be nothing, but then what's nothing?
Yeah, if you pursue things intellectually all the time, you're just going to end up getting drunk. Because, or locked up in an insane asylum. So there's got to be ways of finding the truth, or at least exploring the universe, exploring why we are who we are. And I think the Holy Guardian idea is just a convenient, a convenient map. Just like worshiping a deity in order to get to the next level.
Right.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
The secretary. You can't get into the top floor of the building, so you go through the lobby and talk to the secretary. You don't have an appointment. I mean, you have to be pretty convincing to get her. Then.
Right.
So there are almost mathematical ways of getting this information, and they're in, every other grimoire available. But after a while, you come up with your own. I mean, there's an art to them. After doing all the academic stuff, then if you know how to make scrambled eggs, you could look up a recipe and cook scrambled eggs. But after a while, you're going to do it your own way.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
But I do think if someone wants to do magic, it's like the same like when you go to art school. Well, a good one, you pick stuff first, to do copies of paintings and so forth. Then they tell you when you're graduating, now forget it all.
Forget it all, yeah.
But it's still there, right?
Yeah.
So the same with magic, you have to do all that. You guys for long periods of time, do all the meditations. You have to develop your faculties, and at some point grow up and make sure that your body is a perfect tool for receiving information.
Receiving your fate.
Receiving information about whatever it is that you're trying to, whatever you're trying to do, whatever magical operation is going down. I mean, the whole chaos magic stuff was to make it easy for people, distill it all down, get rid of all the that was, I think it was pretty good for that, maybe for a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's also dangerous too, because people could be lusting for results that are not in their best interests. And
who knows what's in their best interest?
It all depends on the individual. I know. That's the whole point of magic, I think, is to get to that point where you understand yourself and your true will. You know what I mean? I guess. What do you think of that?
To have your full human, your full experience in one lifetime takes a lot of work. Because you're born into a certain system, economic, other factors, race involved. To have the full human experience could be one of the goals of the magician. In order to stop incarnating and just merge again with that unknown force of everything. What's the idea of karma, right? Balancing actions.
Right. Now, the mundane world is full of illusions and there's a lot of manipulation of reality by politicians, etc. The way everything is. It's just such a strange culture.
What's going on now?
What do you think of the nature of reality right now? and like mundane reality.
What are the forces that are operating now? Right. Are we in the age of Aquarium thing? Didn't it just occur? I was asking somebody about when did that start? I'm not sure, but I think the age of has to do with society, and on the other side, the individual. And I think we're going to see a lot more of these egregores, like being, like cults. The cults that have leaders, right? So even within a society, there are individuals. But reality, it's been such a quick increase from when you would have to look for a book for years sometimes before you now just pressing a button on your phone and Googling it at the same rate. People are being educated by the internet, but really being led. There's just so many things that you could study that for perhaps a lot of people, they just accept what's given to them to so-called learn or to pay attention to. So the energy, what you pay attention to, that's where the energy goes. And Yeah, the whole Trump cult is sadly predictable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yes.
this, but it's still it's just part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Sit back and watch or you could do something about it magically, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. How do you think? I mean, how far? I mean, how has like the mundane world, like the way it is now, how has that affected practice? Is that kind of why you've pursued transcendental meditation so to you think that is kind of a kick in the butt to kind of get into the meditation program you're in now?
I think with COVID really forced us to turn inward, and I thought this is the perfect time. And I mean, it's already meditating, doing pranayama and stuff, but I wanted something that I had been interested in the past, and I always wanted to get my own mantra. Just want to try it out, And I found it to be a really great way. And so COVID's, you use this isolation to your advantage.
Right. Yeah.
I usually do get a lot of energy. Yeah, I'm an extrovert, so I do get energy from being around people, interacting with them. Going inward, that's where it's at, man.
Yeah, I know. That's where it's at.
That's where it's at, man. That's where the energy's going. Anything to step off the wheel of duality. This, the whole everyone's splitting everything into two.
Right. Yeah.
Like the world.
It seems like duality is more like it's more just defined. The duality. It's as of late. It's just like there's one and there's the other, and that's it. It's like you're on one side or you're on the other, and there has to be kind of a. It's got to give. I don't know.
It's not healthy. It creates dogma and untruths. It's misleading. It's part of being a balance is pretty important at this point.
Right.
But the whole idea of an egregore is really with Trump in particular, this non-physical entity, from the collective internet. Is wow.
I know.
Really work. Oh boy. I don't know. Don't get me going on people splitting things in two. It's like, oh my God, there are too many people coming into the country, and therefore I won't exist soon. So I'm going to pitchforks and
yeah.
And this has happened over and over again in history.
I know.
Country, right? We want, religious freedom, and we'll go hang out with the Native American. Then more people came. Then more people. Then it was too many people. Sorry, there's only so many rooms in my house.
Oh yeah, people believe this stuff. They, like Robert Anton Wilson said, belief is the death of intelligence.
Yeah, what the thinker. I love that essay. What the thinker thinks, the prover proves. Right.
Right. Yeah.
So you're gonna hear a lot of people. Yeah, that's the new egregore phrase. They're about cancel culture.
Cancel culture, yeah.
Cancel culture.
Oh boy.
So this is fun that you're doing this Magick podcast and like your mind out there in the world. You know,
What's that?
What's the goal of the whole this Magick culture podcast? A way of living life more fully, or
oh yeah, a way of living life more fully. Absolutely, and finding more answers to questions that are unanswered, and finding the true, the root of reality. And I think that we can find that through art, ritual, magic, music, etc. And so yeah, I'm just trying to get answers to questions I have too.
I think we all need new ways of thinking.
Right.
And maybe you could, and I wonder the playback, if anybody realizes that after I talk, I can see myself moving from a minute before I talk, and you and I are trying to communicate like we're trying to talk across the abyss.
I know.
So I don't know if the playback is normal, but yeah, I think we're doing a heroic act.
We're trying. Wow. That's cool.
I was going to actually go through journals and try to find stuff, but
that was too.
We should do a thing in the future about the manifestation of Thelma stories about that.
Yeah.
You have to go through and get the data. Oh, so there's some art that your brother's putting up there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a fire element.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on paper. It's
oil
really?
painted
roofing tar on paper.
Wow.
Yeah, that's I finished that over the summer. That's another example of the piece I did quickly, and I did that in my art group. I used to have, before COVID, I used to do an art group with mentally ill adults, and that's a painting I did. It has no time.
Wow, that's great. Do you find that you're a lot more productive? Yeah, I love that. I just love it.
More so when it was
more
warmer
productive now than. Oh yeah. Do you have heat in your studio out there?
No, I moved everything inside, and really haven't painted much during the cold. Usually I do collages during the wintertime, because those are something like I do on the table. Right. Oh wow, that's an old one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one on my wall. Yeah, I love that one.
It's so nice to see paintings after not seeing them for so long.
Oh, wow.
Kind of a carb, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Corpse.
I remember I think I bought that up in Salem. Yeah, there's my corpse right there. And there's Toonie.
That's me. Did you buy that, or did I give it to you?
I bought it. Remember it was up at the coffee shop, and you had a show at a cafe in Salem.
Front Street.
Front Streit. Yeah.
Front Street Cafe. Great. Oh wow. I forgot about that show.
That was a great show.
It's a picture of me with a COVID mask on. Oh, tar. Oil and roofing tar on paper.
Wow. Your roofing tar. Are you do you have any shows coming up at all, or anything?
No. I get I have ideas for a new series of paintings serial together. The only stuff I have up is up at Michael Nemo's gallery in Ipswich. It's one painting which is actually of a Goetic demon called the Sago, and a few collages. It's rare I'll have an actual Goetic demon painting, with an actual class name, but that one's there.
Wow.
You still got it up there.
I love this. This
That's
painting here is great. Really?
Sister Order bought that. That was from a show about the Fool Tarot card. That's called Elf. There's the letter F. Sort of a self-portraiture as a.
God, that's great. Wow. It's fantastic. Whoa. Wow. Oh, collage.
Your daughter is older than you think. That's what that's called.
Your daughter is older than you think.
That's the name of the collage.
That's great. I love it. Anyways, so
so next time we got to get the technical kinked out.
Anyways. So, yeah, at some point we'll have to make some music soon too.
We should iron out a podcast.
What's that?
That's going to be fun. Yeah, we should make some sounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Using sound.
Mm-hmm.
Got lots of ideas. Could do them on spring equinox or summer. Maybe we could look forward to summer. Maybe we could do it
absolutely. Yeah. Wow, I think we're in sync now. I can actually see and hear you.
No way. No, we're still like fucked up.
We're still fractals of.
It's like David Bowie in Twin Peaks. When he comes down the hallway. It's exactly like that. That's what's going on with this. It's like, what? It's the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, yep. That's this whole thing. So you gotta iron out this podcast because it's just weird. It is like talking in a dream, but in a frustrating way, not in like a fun way.
Yeah, it's like a one of those bad dreams, like you're underwater with dust vagabonds and devil tourniquets bristling in phone dialects. Bells in the distance too. Anyways,
my imagination.
I wonder if there are any questions from people watching here.
I have no idea. I don't have that capability.
I can't see. Scott.
Yeah, right now there's no other questions. We have John Maloney in the room. I invited him up.
John Maloney.
Yeah.
Awesome, possum.
And we have Cooley and
John
Jeff
Maloney
Bernstein.
sent me this record. This is
Sunburned
a great
Hand
record, by the way. Yeah, the new Sunburned Hand of the Man record.
And if he wants to come on, I can bring him on through Ecamm.
Ooh! Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, John, are you there? And we got Cooley. I don't know
Joe?
who Cooley is. I don't know. Could be anybody.
Huh.
But we can bring him on.
Be. Yeah, bring everybody on.
But anyway,
have a party.
Anyway, so yeah, but other than that, there are no other questions other than Jeff's. But. So
it's chaotic simplicity.
What is that? Oh,
I figured I'd come up with some things to talk about.
Yeah. The delay has me a little bit off, just a little bit off. But I'm a simpleton. I'm a simpleton. I think we're frozen now. I was delirious, but screaming autism jokes. Anyways, what's this now? So we should probably wrap up. It's like 8:20 now. Ooh, sigil.
Yeah, I got to go drink some water. My throat's very dry.
Yeah,
but
you can kombucha. But this was great. It was great talking to you. Next time we'll have to do it another time when we're in sync. And
yeah.
But cool.
Yeah,
man.
the result is like I feel like I'm tripping now. Right?
I know. Yeah, it's strange.
Exactly.
Very trippy.
Well, to see your face and experience this. And
cool.
I'll talk to you soon. And
yeah, absolutely.
Hear more about your brother's experience there that you talked about the Kundalini levitation thing, but another time.
Right. Yeah.
We should come up with some topics, and then we could explore them in the future. But
yeah, definitely.
Got to get this technical stuff down so we can actually flow with our conversation.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was looking forward to, but it worked. We did it.
Great. Okay, Joe. Great. Thank you very much. Awesome seeing you. Okay, 93. Peace. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
93.
Okay.
93. Bye-bye.